Welcome back to TL's Hobby Center. Today we're going to be doing a custom figure. As I'm going to try calling it the custom collectibles. I'm not sure if that's going to stick yet, but that's what we got. This is the Flash, the Batman, and this is the Keaton Batman. I've been waiting for this figure for a long time. I ordered it probably about 2 months ago. It finally showed up, so I'm excited to finally get into this and kind of make this thing my own custom. A few things we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing that cape belt and doing some custom paint work to make him look like he's been through a little bit of wear and tear with this suit, but we'll get to that once we get to it. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one, so let's go and open it up, see what we got, and see how this figure is. So let's go. Okay, got her open. Now we're going to admire the glory on it real quick. At first glance, this thing's kind of oily, just for a heads up. Comes with 2 extra fists, so that we can change out how he wants to fight. We'll customize these up a little bit when we get to it. Comes with a batarang and his grappling gun. The overall look of this thing is pretty sick. Cape, in other words, this is the first for me, is actually like a huge cape. Like, I've never actually seen a toy with this, so that's pretty cool. So you can have him draping over him. Overall look, pretty sweet. Definitely matches the movie. I like the original Batman emblem there in the center. You got like a golden looking boot, but we're gonna kind of pretty much customize everything to look a little bit more flat finished, you know, the usuals. A little bit of grease hair or dirt here and there, and tidy them up. A couple wear marks to show like an armor on them, stuff like that. But first thing first, to get this thing customized, is we're gonna have to get them apart, and then we'll prep them for a sealant, matte or a satin sealant, so he won't be as shiny. And then we'll go ahead and start doing the weathering after that. So the easiest thing to do to get these apart I've done so far is to soak them in hot water, and then, or at least run them under like a tap hot water, and that always happens to do the best for me to get it apart. So if I have to, I'll do that, and I'll let you guys know. So let's get this thing apart. Alright, so we're going to stuff everything up, give it a good wipe down with rubbing alcohol. And again, we're not trying to take off a lot of detail, we're just trying to get it so that clear wants to stick. Just like that. I'll do the same over here again. Just get everything roughed in together. Just keep doing that with everything else, and then we'll start getting everything cleared up. So let's go and do that. Okay, we got everything back from being sealed up. Now it's time to start weathering it. So what we're probably going to do is probably put the figure back together, so that way we can figure out where exactly, what joints, we mean knee-wise, feet, hands, definitely the cape, which this is the original cape. I decided to go with the fabric that's a little bit more like a pleather look, stretchy. But also has the matte side on the inside, which is almost a perfect Batman cape, because you don't want it to be too shiny on the inside and then it doesn't look great. So we have that. Traced it out with the old template of the original cape. And then now we just got to get everything back together, which you're going to need to use some warm water to help yourself get everything to fit back into its original sockets, because it seems to help a lot most of the time. But then we'll do some silver touch-ups on this, which we might actually do some silver touch-ups. I even painted his weapons like a primer black, so that way I can just kind of do some rubber buff on them, so that way they kind of stick out a little bit better. So that way it looks like metal. So we're gonna do that. And then I kind of retouch up his face a little bit, because actually a little bit of black on his face, and then the paint started coming off, so I just gave it a little bit of like a darker tannish look, and then I paint the lips, so that way it also looks like he has a 5 o'clock shadow. And then one thing that was really bugging me was his ears, so I sharpened them up a little bit so it's not as ball pointed on the top, so that way now it's a sharper look, so it'll look good when it's back on the cowl. And then we're going to use some typical driveway dirt you can find out in your yard, out in your driveway. We're going to do some weathering, just some crevices, just to get in the nooks and crannies of some things, just to look like the final battle from The Flash. If you haven't seen that yet, go watch it. Pretty good movie. So that's really about it. So let's go and rub and buff all the stuff that's going to need some. We might do the slightest little bit in his torso area, just on a few lines here and there, and then some on here too, and that'll be really about it, because I don't want to go too much. Then it doesn't look like a flexible suit. It's going to look like too much of body armor. So let's go and do that, and then we'll see what we got after that. So let's go. Okay, so we got most of the figure pretty much figured out. Now we're going to start to reattach the head back to it. And what they did from the factory was use a bunch of super glue, it looks like. So that's exactly what we are going to do here. And dab it all in place. Everything nice and good. Here. And just over here. I'll put some up in there. So that we know we have a good seal. But before you throw this on, actually, make sure you throw the cape on over top. So that way, you can put your cape back on. That kind of sounds right about there. And this sit overnight, so that way it has a good tight seal. We'll even super glue it down to the chest a little bit better in the front, so that way it looks more accurate and easy. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit overnight. We'll get back to it in the morning, the next day. Okay, now we're gonna be starting to dig into what we're gonna have his base as. So I know it's gonna have to be a circle, but we're gonna have to kind of make some stuff work, make it look like just like, I don't know, rocks, with cliffies on, kind of break off in different pieces. Okay, now we're going to start doing the final touches, and what we're going to need is your typical super glue, and then we're going to need some flocking. So what you're going to do is pretty much just kind of spread it wherever you feel like. We'll do that little spot right there, and then get some flocking. Just kind of dab it onto it like that. Shake the rest off. And then you get yourself some musk running through there. So we're going to do that all over this whole thing, make it sporadic, and kind of like not covering the whole thing, but in sections here and there, so that way it looks more natural. And then after that, we might just call that a day, or we'll go get a little bit of dirt and just kind of sprinkle that everywhere, like sandish, fine dirt, and sprinkle that everywhere, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and get this done real quick, and then we'll go and show you the final thing. Well, there we go, guys. This one is a pretty sweet build. I'm very happy I did this. It turned out way better than I expected it. Did a good couple final touches, including the grappling hook when he's shooting out, getting ready to take off. The rock effect is also another thing I was very happy with how it turned out. It was a last minute decision, but I'm glad I did it. I mean, all in all, this thing just looks pretty amazing. Like, I'm pretty happy how this thing turned out. I've never done anything quite like this, so this is my first shot. Let me know how you guys think I did. If you guys want any help doing something similar to this on your own, feel free to reach out. I am very happy to help you guys try to figure it out. But yeah, the goal was for this one to look like he went through pretty much a mud bath of a war zone, so we kind of got that effect pretty well. It's pretty well weathered up, so it's all turned out pretty well. I have some other figures that I'll probably try to put in with after I get them all customized up and whatnot to, you know, kind of display them as a better set. So it'll almost look, I might have a Joker or a Deathstroke, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but he'll be fighting them, or I can repose him. I could always reuse this for somebody else or him again, vice versa. But I have ideas. We'll get to them in the future when we get there, but right now this is what I wanted to get done, and it turned out better than I expected, so I'm happy with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. A few things I'll work on in the future is probably getting his cape to be a little bit more flowing. I'll figure something out better, but for right now this will work just fine. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, feel free to ask. But you know, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe and like and leave a comment too. So thank you guys for watching. You guys keep on customizing too. Thanks. Bye.